know those coaches who do those online virtual retreats all day in a Zoom room trying to figure out your life? I will never be doing those. Because I truly believe that the biggest differences in your transformation, in your confidence, in your ability to have wild epiphanies is always going to be had in person. And I think it takes a real leader to do in-person experiences. It's actually something that I teach in my Thought Leader Mastermind because beginner coaches, ordinary coaches don't go in person. In person is magical, whether it's retreats, conferences, events, seminars, even just inviting 10 people over to your house to do ice baths together and end with a meditation. It literally can be life-changing. And I want to share with you how I brought the most incredible alcohol-free leaders to a certification retreat that turned them into six-figure business owners. So this is the experience that's part of my 5X certification retreat because I truly believe when I was putting this together, we cannot just hang out on Zoom. Now, obviously, people come together from all over the world, and online learning has a huge place in accelerating your growth, but there's no way I could just leave it at that. There's no way that I would have a 10-month program that is all online. It's just not my style. I truly believe in how big a difference it makes when you physically get yourself into the room, and I just have to share my experiences with that. Now, me personally, I love retreats. I love flying somewhere new. I love to have a program or a learning experience that I'm a part of culminate with some kind of in-person experience. It's just so magical not only to learn in person from the person that you've been learning from online, but it's also so magical to meet the people that you've been learning with and have this shared experience. Sometimes it's just a retreat, so you might not know the people at first, but it's a really beautiful blend when you're able to bring together both the online learning element with an in-person experience. And in the certification program that I run, the Empower Day of Coach 5X certification, we have a 10-month, 100-hour program. Like, this is quality here. If you really want to learn how to make changes in the subconscious mind, this is the program you're going to want to take. This isn't some 2-week PDF experience that you get that you call yourself a coach. You truly learn to master how to make changes in the subconscious mind and how to build a successful six-figure business, because half of the program is actually dedicated to the business portion. So what happens is as coaches go through our 5 modalities and essentially graduate as 5X certified coaches, in the middle of the program, we celebrate together with our Southern California retreat. So this year we were off to Palm Springs, and just the most incredible women and men, because we do have a guy or two joining our programs every so often, flew to, this was in Palm Springs this time, California, where I rented 4 luxury mansions to have the most epic weekend and seminars on how to step into the mindset of a six-figure coach. Now, I have to say, I was blown away, and I always get teary-eyed when this happens. People fly all over the world for this. It is so humbling to me to think that people are getting on planes, and you know what? It's not actually for me. It's for them. It's for them. They are getting on planes for their business, and there's no way to stand out so much more and to really show your subconscious the conviction you have that your business is going to succeed than doing that. Most people will never leave their houses, right? And we had women flying all over, from the UK, from Germany, from South Africa. Do you know how long that flight is? From Bali. Do you know how long that flight is? And it's just uncanny to me because every time we have the certification, there's like 1 or 2 people that will be interested, and they see that we have a Southern California retreat included, and they're like, yeah, well, I can't go because, you know, I can't fly that there or whatever, you know, some reason. I'm just like, but why not? Why not? There's planes that go from Australia to the US, did you know, right? Because that's what top leaders do. Like, there's not an excuse in the book of why a top leader wouldn't get themselves in the room to learn not only the strategies that are going to set their career apart, but also to make friends for life and to have just one of those embodying experiences of knowing that you are truly building something that matters and that's going to make a huge difference. I love this. So I'm going to share a little recap of what went down on this retreat and why we're all wearing these crazy red bracelets. So a lot of people in my world wear these red bracelets. I'm going to share with you what is going on with the red bracelet mystery and a little bit of the behind the scenes of what goes down in my certification retreats. Now, I'm so excited because this next round, we are not going back to Palm Springs. We're actually taking it to Dana Point, California. So this is the area that I grew up in, the neighboring city, but this is the area that I just think is one of the most beautiful places in the world. Dana Point is the city that the Beach Boys used to sing about. It is one of those gorgeous hamlets. It's pretty small. Most people don't have it on their radar, and it is one of those quintessential California towns with the most beautiful harbor, the most beautiful beaches, the most incredible restaurants. Like, this is the OC experience. But the OC experience without the crowds, right? This is really that untouched area of Orange County that I want to show people. And I'm so freaking excited that we are bringing the next certification retreat to Dana Point. We're going to be staying in a gorgeous, gorgeous, historic, and beautifully luxurious renovated hotel. It's going to be overlooking the harbor. Like, the views every morning are going to be so gorgeous. And I'm not going to spill the beans on what's going to go on, but let me do a little recap of the Palm Springs retreat and you can get an idea. This is an experience that we do over the weekend. So, a lot of people, even who have full-time jobs, we have a lot of people who join the certification with full-time jobs. You don't have to be already coaching. Most people start from scratch. I had a full-time job for 1.5 to 2 years before I went full-time in my coaching business. That's the normal route. And so we do it on the weekends so that we can accommodate most people being able to come in and just get a Friday or, Thursday evening off of work or something like that. And it just starts where I'm watching these women who have been working together online for the last 5 months. I'm watching what it looks like for them to meet in person for the first time. First of all, I'm on the verge of tears because I get to hug everyone. I'm so excited to meet someone that I've worked with or that I've met online in real life. That's what I do. And that's why having an in-person experience is so important to me, because it is such a profound and incredible feeling to meet someone that you have been working with and to give them that hug and to look them in the eyes and just say oh my gosh, you made it, let's go, right? But then to see them do that with each other, and we've already had practicums with each other where they get split up into pairs and practice the material in the certification. They already have had makeup sessions with each other. They've been in an online community sharing their wins and their questions. They already really know each other in the online space. And so for them to first see each other and meet in real life, it's the hugs are just magical. And it's not awkward because, sometimes when you do go on a retreat and you don't know anyone yet, it is a little awkward the first day or two because everyone's so unknown to you. That's not the experience here. You already actually know everybody, which is so cool. I would kind of have an easy flowy day the first day, and then we get into it when, after everyone's landed and slept really good. On the first real day is where I share how to do things, the things that you find are hard. And the easiest way for me to break this down is to make it as meaningful as possible for you to do things that are either scary for you in an online business, that you feel resistance around, that might be hard, like selling, launching, marketing, because you need to have the mindset of a 6-figure coach if you want to get started. Even as a beginner, it's so important to adopt the mindset of a 6-figure coach. And I share some stories that are so personal and profound to me, why I have such a deep why. And I help every single person in that room elicit what their deeper why is too, so that they understand when they don't feel like doing something, when they don't feel like posting on social media, or they feel like something is hard, they know that the conviction of their soul is guiding them to this purpose. That they went alcohol-free for a reason, that there have been signs in their life up until now, and the signs will just continue to flourish, that they have to share, that they have to get out there and have these incredible movements and the people that they're meant to lead. And we get into the sales psychology of what makes a 6-figure coach, and we start dialing into how to understand the bigger marketing and sales principles. Because there's so much strategy I teach in the business mastermind portion once we get back home. But if we just start with strategy, if I just tell you what to do, if I just tell you this is how you build an email list, and this is how you grow on social media, and this is how you launch, and this is how you put together an offer, and this is how you sign clients, and this is how you host retreat, it will not land if you have resistance. And so that's the first thing we do, is we literally step in and embody the mindsets of six-figure coach and find such a deep why that every excuse will just fly out of the window and you will be so convicted to your purpose and so consistent with it too. And we talk through a lot of different examples. That's why I love retreats, is it gets so interactive. And you know, the stories I heard that this weekend were so incredible to me. You know, people had passed on and members of their families weren't there anymore, and they were getting signs from them. They were getting signs that this is my purpose. This is what I'm meant to do in life. I also really share about how to sell, the sales psychology, and how to really fall in love with selling as a way of helping people. Because if you feel guilty or icky or manipulative or all those kind of weird things that we have associated with selling, like, you just won't have a successful business, right? You have to change that, and you have to change how you approach that and how we attract clients and all those kinds of things. These are the top principles we talk about. We have pool parties too, because we are obviously in Southern California, and the weather was perfect this weekend. So it's really hot, but I kind of like it. It's like this dry heat. So we had this fun pool party, popsicles, just kind of hang out as friends and talk and do a lot of content as well. So shooting videos, getting photos together and stuff like that. And in the first night of the retreat, the night after you land, so the second night really, we do what's called the Come As You'll Be party. And I don't want to like spill all the details. You kind of have to just come to be there. But lightly, it's a concept that was discovered by Jack Canfield, where if you show up to a party and you pretend like you're the 5-year future version of yourself, you are going to embody and download that kind of DNA and energy into your body so much faster than if you always think of yourself as the 5-year past version of yourself as behind. And so we pretend that we're literally at the reunion of our 5-year certification, and that we come in literally sharing everything that's happened to us since then. Here are the rules. You have to stay in character all night, right? Props are more than welcome. So we had incredible posters of people who were doing TED Talks. We had book covers of their best-selling books. We had best friends with Oprah status, and it's just so fun to go around and share like what happened to us, and be with people who respect that. Be with people who aren't laughing at you or who are thinking like you wish, who actually believe that for you, who see that for you, who know that's going to happen. That night we do the red bracelet ritual. So like I said, all the people in my crew wear this red bracelet, and it's this really incredible ritual that I did once that manifested a 6-figure book deal, my first 6-figure year, becoming a full-time entrepreneur and leaving my day job. And you're going to get your red bracelet when you join for the next certification as well. And you're going to go through the ritual with me. It's really, really special. And so many of the things that women wish for actually manifest, because it's just that powerful. We had such a cool dance party. It's like hot, it's Palm Springs. I'm putting on hits from the 80s. We got like different recommendations for songs. We're all dancing. There's not a drop of alcohol in sight. Like, we have so many mocktails. We were trying, this incredible woman from South Africa brought her partner's mocktails called abstinence. It's like a drink that you mix with, you know, other mixers and stuff. She made us the best drinks. We brought drinks, we brought mocktails and stuff. So we're partying, we're dancing, we're probably partying harder than most people drink, right? It's the sober party of the year. And we just feel so hot and so amazing and so good that we were like, let's jump in the pool. So like all of us decided to jump in the pool in dresses, in gowns. The photos of it are amazing. It was such a rush, and I just connected even deeper to my deep why after that. Like, I just looked at the moon and I was like, holy shit, this is the coolest experience. And I'm just in love with the feelings that are invoked when you're in person, the rush, the adrenaline, the exhilaration, the passion that a lot of online learning misses. Obviously, we do online learning because we want to connect all over the world, and, you know, even sitting in a classroom is kind of boring, but when you're in this type of experience, this type of in-person experience, that's when everything magnifies. That's where everything you've learned really clicks, and you are the most confident coach you can be. You truly know your deeper purpose. You are so convicted, and you have all of these friends now, alcohol-free entrepreneur friends. You know how rare it already is in our society to be alcohol-free. You know how rare it is if you're an entrepreneur to be an entrepreneur, especially an online entrepreneur. Like, I just always look around my neighborhood and I'm like, my neighbor would have no idea what this is. This neighbor has no idea. My family has no idea. You know what I mean? So when you connect with other alcohol-free entrepreneurs, the connections are epic. Every single round of my certification, we have the cohort staying in touch flying all over the world to visit each other, collaborating on podcasts, talking daily. Like, it's so cool to see the friendships that form from that. The next day, we go more into thought leader marketing. So this is one of my favorite topics of drilling into the content pillars and how to actually spread your message out there in the world in a way that doesn't make you feel like overwhelmed that, oh my God, I have to be on TikTok, and oh my God, I have to be on Instagram, oh my God, I have to have an email list. I break it down to the top principle of why it matters, what you're doing, how you're moving people through your sales funnel, and how you're spreading your movement out into the world, which I think is so, so important. I also talk about all the different coaching offers that you can have and how to ascend people through your world so that you're building the vision, you're planting the seeds of a multiple six-figure business that even if you're starting from scratch, like, you're already seeing, this is where I'm going to be in 5 years. This is where I'm going to be in 2 years. This is where I'm going to be in 1 year, you know, and coming home to know that you're building something real and something that's really going to change a lot of lives and your life too, right? We've had so many people who have left their full-time jobs from the 5X certification, are full-time coaches, travel, speak on stages. Like, it's just epic what can happen from here. So on the second night, I like to do a little bit more like a soothing spiritual type of night. Our first night is like the big party, the big come as you'll be. The second night we do a little bit more spiritual. We have another pool party in the afternoon, and the second night is this like spiritual feeling. So I have everyone wear white. I think it's just really fun for photos. Everyone looks like an angel. It's just really, really beautiful and like ethereal. And we had this incredible sound bath brought in, and some of the ladies had never experienced a sound bath before, and it was just like, oh my God, it was so good. It was so juicy. I felt so amazing. I felt so relaxed. You know, I'm running this event. It's usually me and my husband. Sometimes my team comes. This time they couldn't. So it's just me and my husband, and we do a lot. Like, he's running around, I'm speaking all day, you know, I'm talking to people. So the sound bath for me was so soothing, such a beautiful way to cap it all. And, you know, just such an amazing way to say and anchor in what we did this weekend. Because I believe that when you connect to something bigger than you, and I'm not one to necessarily use the word God or be very religious about it, I believe in an energy and a universe and a God energy. And when you're able to just connect with these meaningful moments of something bigger than you, even if that's just your higher self, we have to believe our higher self is bigger than us. We get these downloads and these ahas that make it almost impossible to not carry forward our goal. And I have met a lot of people who, you know, start and stop both with alcohol. I've met a lot of people who start and stop with their businesses. And that's why I think it's so important to have these kinds of experiences where you can't not go. You know, you get such a clear, almost like divination that this is what you're supposed to do and this is how you're supposed to grow. And I get this multiple times in my career. You know, I really remember the first few times this happened to me. That was just telling me to start my website, and it was telling me to start my book, and it was telling me these things. And then as I've evolved in my career, I have these moments, these really special moments where the message is, you know, for the next level and the next level and the next level. And I recognize that maybe I'll only have this happen to me like a few times a year, maybe even just once a year, but it is so profound when it does. And it's these anchors that I have. And we talk a lot about anchoring in certification. We teach the principle on how you can anchor these moments in for yourself. It's these anchors that become the milestones outside of the external milestones, outside of that validation and the money milestones, because those are amazing, right? But sometimes when you're doing things only for external milestones, you can drive yourself nuts because it's almost as if you never arrive. There's always a higher milestone to reach. And so I think the spiritual ones where you really feel like on purpose, that you're really doing something that matters and you're getting all these signs and symbols and just messages that this is what you're supposed to be doing is the most special thing ever. So that's how our experience went down. I went to another conference right after that. Like, literally, I got home Sunday night and then I flew on Tuesday. And again, it just showed me how special in-person experiences are. But now that we've done so many of these, and I can see in hindsight what the retreat does actually for our 5X certified coaches, it's so incredible to see how activating it is and how it is the weekend that makes six-figure businesses. We have women who did our first, second, third round who are making six figures in their companies, who are leaving behind toxic day jobs, who are helping clients, who are selling out their group programs. And, you know, some people go off really, really quickly and have like massive success, and some people take a few years. But I'm always so pleasantly just amazed and celebrating everyone who has any kind of win to share, because it just goes to show that you're not competing with anyone else. The only one you're competing with is yourself and the past version of you to make progress against that. And that can be so, so uplifting. And, when you see how some people get into a certification not really knowing, am I actually going to do this? Am I just going to, learn these things for my personal development? And that's okay. That's totally okay. Like if you want to join a certification to really learn about the subconscious and really grow personally and really lock in your alcohol-free identity, that's more than okay. But I think why we have such a higher success rate than more certifications is this in-person experience locks in the drive to be like, oh no, I'm meant to really do something here. I'm really meant to have a movement. I'm meant to help a lot of people. And it's this conviction that never goes away. It really doesn't ever go away, and you can't ever forget. It was so visceral. It was so raw. Plus all your friends are rooting for you now. They're inviting you to be on their podcast. Like it's just so special with that. And I really think it's important for beginners to step into this identity earlier, because you can always say, I'm not ready for that yet, or I will get there at a future point in my business, or whatever excuse. But the mindset to step into is so important earlier on, that I'm going to have an incredibly successful business. I'm stepping into the mindset of a 6-figure coach. I'm going to have a global movement. I'm going to help people, because we're not really motivated by really small wins at the end of the day. We need to celebrate them. We need to anchor them in. We need to harness them. But if the vision isn't big enough, if it's not compelling enough, if it doesn't pull you completely out of your reality right now into your dream reality, trust me, you're not going to do the things that you don't feel like doing. You're not going to post on social media. You're not going to launch. You're not going to do the things that scare you because the vision isn't big enough. Because if you think that you're going to do a certification program and that all that you get from it is maybe 1 or 2 clients on the side of your day job, that's not compelling enough. That's not exciting enough. And I get it, because like when I was a beginner, I also balanced and teetered between having like a really big vision, but also trying to play it safe. And, that defense mechanism that we do when we're not sure if something's going to work out. So we talk ourselves down and just say like, oh, I just want this, or I just want that. But you have to listen to the bigger vision part of you. You have to. And you have to realize that that's your soul talking. And your soul is coming from that future memory of what you're going to build. I cannot wait for our Dana Point retreat. It is going to be so epic. And things are changing also in the certification. So we changed locations, and I just love this area. I think it's so beautiful. Plus March is just a time of year when it's pretty cold everywhere. So I wanted to bring people to Southern California because it's going to be so magical. It's so pretty. We have mostly sunny skies most days. It can rain every so often, but I think we have like 10 days of rain in the whole year. So most of the time it's pretty sunny in Southern California. But we're growing. We're growing the certification. We're growing what the experience is going to look like in the future. I want to bring alumni back. I want to bring in top speakers. I want to make it just this incredible, incredible experience. And it already is, but it's like this beautiful, intimate thing. And it's just going to keep growing and growing and growing from here. So if you want to have this like special, special sisterhood, and you really want to, get to know your roommates and get to know just the most incredible alcohol-free entrepreneurs, I would really, really jump into this next round of the certification. We've also made a decision, because we're growing bigger and we have such cool visions for how we're going to morph the retreat into just an epic, epic experience on a bigger scale, right? A bigger scale than it is. It's already really cool. I rent 4 luxury mansions. Like, it's pretty epic. But we just have this vision of where it can go. So some things are going to be changing. So for example, we're not probably going to include the accommodation in the future rounds as part of your tuition. Just we're growing so big, there's just not enough space, and it's just a big logistical thing. So this is going to be the last round that we're actually going to include your accommodation. Like the whole retreat is included. Your food, your lodging, it's all included in your tuition. And I know retreats that cost the same as my certification. Like it's ridiculous how much value you get when you have the 5 industry recognized certifications, the in-person experience, and then after that, we still come home to do a business mastermind. So the retreat, the lodging, the food, the parties, the mocktails, the like incredible seminars, and stepping into a 6-figure coach, That is all included. And then you come home and we do the strategy together as you grow your business. We show you how to launch. We show you how to attract your ideal clients. I'll give you my strategies. Literally, I put everything that put me from 0 to 6-figure in a year into the certification. That's how deep it goes. I know certification programs that say they do business training, and then you unlock like 2 little videos on how to post on social media and how to talk to your dream clients. And I'm like, okay, that is not a mastermind. That is not business training. That is like a, farewell type of video or something. We actually go week by week in a 4-month business mastermind where I'm your business coach. Now, I closed my coaching this year because I have all these different priorities. I might be opening up like one spot in 2026. We'll see how that goes, but I don't do one-on-one business coaching really anymore. So you get me as your business coach. As one of the top leaders in the alcohol-free field, I know how different it is to grow a business in the lifestyle area compared to the marketing or business area. I reached multiple 6 figures in my alcohol-free business well before I taught anyone how to, do anything along the lines of business. And so it's really important for me to be able to have week-by-week sessions with you to show you how to dominate this industry and how to really stand out and even build a cult following. So the 5X certification program, most people come in because they want to learn how to help someone change their subconscious desires for alcohol. We have 5 different certifications, and one of them is the alcohol-free empowerment coach. This one's like really the bedrock of it. So many other of the techniques we share and teach go into that. But what's really special is seeing how creative people are to blend and create their own niches of one where they're not just a sober coach or an alcohol-free coach. They are completely standing out on their own. They are a habit coach, they're a burnout coach, they're a wellness coach, they're a relationship coach, and they're weaving in the alcohol-free part, and they're weaving in the subconscious part, and they're weaving in the success part. So the success coaching is all about how to help elicit out someone's deepest purpose, deepest sense of meaning, and deepest fulfillment. It's so important. It's the most important thing you could probably ever do with a client. Most people don't know how to do it, and they're just helping with the surface level things that they want to accomplish. If you don't have meaning and purpose in your life, nothing will stick. That is what true fulfillment looks like. Alcohol becomes meaningless when you have that. And so if you really want to help people lose their desire to drink, you have to master that too. But I also notice a lot of certifications, especially in this space, they don't really cover how to change the subconscious desires around alcohol. It's just like, how do you show someone how to not drink and then deal with the fact that they can't drink? That is not what this is about. This isn't some traditional sober recovery AA-based type of certification. How do you actually remove the subconscious desire to drink? And what happens is, I've noticed, is so many people come in earlier on in the alcohol-free journeys, maybe like 3 months alcohol-free. Some people come in 4 years alcohol-free, but some people come in like 2 months, and it solidifies their decision to not go back to alcohol. It is such a strong thing that happens for their mind first, of getting so solid in their alcohol-free identity, because they remove the subconscious desire to drink. I really truly see sober curiosity as the biggest trend of our entire generation. It is taking over the mainstream. 50% of Americans are now saying that they want to drink less or not at all. And I'm just seeing that if you are a coach in the transformation space and you don't know how to deal with alcohol, talk about alcohol, you don't know how to help someone remove their desires for alcohol, you are not going to be able to affect the change that you want in your clients. If you're a nutrition coach and you don't talk about alcohol, you don't and help people be able to change their relationship with alcohol too, then all of the other strategies are going to fall flat, right? If you help people out of their deepest limiting beliefs, but you don't set safe containers where people can also reevaluate alcohol at the same time, it doesn't mean you have to force everyone not to drink. But I'm just saying, the utmost skill set that we need to have as we are growing coaching businesses is to be able to help people lose their desire to drink and find their deepest purpose and know exactly how to make those changes in the subconscious mind. That is the future, I believe, of not only the wellness industries, the coaching industries, the transformation spaces. Like, sober curiosity is here to stay, and it's just growing and growing and growing, and you need to get the skills to be on the bandwagon. And it just makes so much sense too, because if you've gone through the journey, why wouldn't you want to help other people too? Formally, informally, I just think it's really, really special, right? And I think it's changing the world, and that's so, so cool to see. So that is a recap of what went down at our 5X certification retreat. I really hope to meet you at the next one. I mean that so sincerely. There's no greater joy than meeting someone randomly from across the world and knowing that the universe connected us for a reason. That the universe wouldn't have shown my page or my book or my podcast to you if you weren't meant to not only go on a huge transformational journey yourself, but that you were also meant to be a leader and help other people. And having that kind of moment with someone and being able to really harness that in someone and develop it and help them build it up is just the honor of my lifetime. And I talk in these big hyperbolic ways because it's just true sometimes for me. Like, I'm not going to fluff it. I'm not going to make light of it. These things are really big deals to me. This is why I do what I do. And it's really fun. In person will always trump online stuff. And hopefully you're actually working on something that you care and you're passionate about, and you're not just attending a yoga retreat with nothing but yoga classes. No diss on yoga. I just mean, like, when you're so steeped in an in-person experience on a topic that you're so passionate about and you're there with everyone else feeling the same, it's going to be an unforgettable weekend. And we try to curate just the most unimaginable experience for you. So hop on over, if you know you want to be at the next 5X certification retreat, hop on over to the show notes, grab the link for the certification. It's called becomeeuphoric.com/certification. We are in our enrollment for fall right now, and we close our class, and we won't open again until before next summer. This is the time to get in because you want to get your accommodation covered for our retreat. You don't want to keep waiting on these beautiful dreams that you have. You know you're meant to be a life-changing coach in this area. You know you're meant to bring your expertise and your transformation to the world. And what happens when you click apply on there is you're actually going to book an interview with me. I had an interview today, and the incredible woman was surprised that I was doing the interview. It is actually one of my favorite things to do. I really believe in meeting every single person who's going to be joining this program. We vet them. We make sure they're right fit. We've had to deny people in the past, so not everybody gets in. I don't say that to like scare you or make it sound exclusionary, but I just want you to know that there's so much quality that goes into the certification and who joins, and that's what you're going to be surrounded by. You know, and sure, you could pay like $99 to get some random certification off Udemy, but it's probably going to be one of the most expensive mistakes you make because it's not going to actually give you the quality training in being a skilled subconscious facilitator and knowing how to grow a six-figure business. I hope to see you on an interview. I can't wait to meet you, and I can't wait to hug you in person at our next retreat.